Anyways, without further ado, we do go into Oh My Days versus the other team. I'm just going to call them the other team. The Chinese team, I guess, is going to be their name for now. So LN3 and Rice 3 are going to be the lands. The projects are going to Rice and LN's respectively. In respect to the to each team's, I guess, comfort zones. And the Chinese team is going to pick first. It seems that the red team, the Oh My Days team, Oh My Days Skylanders team, is going to be a little bit more LN oriented, whereas the Chinese team is going to be kind of more of a hard hitter, kind of a physical oriented team. So we might see the RCX pick coming into play. I do wonder how the LNX dynamic is also going to come into play here. But the first pick is going to be the speed pick. And going to speed, kind of depending on the lineups here, it's gonna give us some interesting information as to each team's accuracy proficiencies. So on one side, on the Oh My Days side, got some really seasoned players, some players who have actually played in MWC before, versus some other less known teams who have not necessarily played in MWC, but rest assured, they might have the competence to. They might even have the competence to contend against MWC players. Remember that MWC only features 6 players for each country, so there are a lot more than 6 players in for each country. So could definitely see some really welcome surprises on the Chinese side. And right now, the accuracy advantage does go towards the British side. So, and surprisingly enough, considering that the first pick was on the Chinese side, it is in fact a blue pick. So Zubit taking the lead for now, 99.95, not too far behind his foe melt with 992k, like trying to stabilize to 99.93, but not quite managing, as the accuracy is actually trending down for now. But all things considered, both of the teams are not that far apart in terms of scores, and one single 200 could make or break the entire team's performance. Some really similar dynamics between the two teams. One hot hitter and one solid support. The solid support being at 99.91, both of them being at 99.91. That is. With the lead, it all relies on the lead Fomelt and the leads Fomelt and Zubin to carry their own team. And for now, Zubin is just doing a great job of that. The entire lobby at 99.90, just Zubin making the difference here. Then trying to stabilize to 99.92 as well, giving that slight advantage that the British team needs against the Chinese. WOM dropping below 99.99, so not going to be a good sign as the map ends with those LNs and not a lot of time for the teams to catch up, and that is going to be a first breakpoint with 811 points difference between the two teams. So it is a breakpoint against the Chinese team. All of the lobby enjoying a V1SS. Those are some really clean runs across the room. We've even got a tie. We've even got a tie between Ting Momentum and Fomelt. And it's just Zubin versus WOM, which is making the entire difference of points between the two teams. So, interestingly enough, it seems that Zubin is able to make the difference in terms of accuracy, in terms of at least in the Rise picks. It all remains to be seen on the technical picks. But yeah, the Rise strategy not necessarily going to pan out well for the blue team. Honestly, like the dynamic, the Rise dynamic is looking really interesting, like between the two teams, especially like on the Rise one. All things, the accuracy dynamic is like really close. So I do feel like on the rest of the picks, it might come down to the combo dynamic itself. But if both of the teams, if all of the players are going to be getting full combos, then the British team, in theory, does have a slight lead. But it's not a substantial lead, so all of the picks are still can still be contended by the Chinese team. We see the entrance of Mini Egg. No changes on for the other team. So it's going to be interesting to see just how much advantage Oh My Days has over the Chinese team. At least in theory. They could very well get upset on the LN pick as well. Off to a rocky start for Mini Egg here. Also WOM not quite starting at the level of the rest of the players, but as the song picks up, we should see the accuracies stabilize towards something a little bit more comfortable. Do not mind the politeness here. At least I do believe that is a politeness. It is in fact a politeness, and WOM, well, that was not a politeness. WOM was just starting to stabilize towards 99.83, but that combo break brought them down right to 99.65, and that's a huge drop for the Taiwanese team. They were just starting to get the advantage against the British team, as they sorely need to get that breakpoint back. And they might as well have another chance, as Ting drops the combo here. Really clean missed, however, so the British team still going to enjoy the advantage for now. However, the difference between the two teams is starting to dwindle down to nothing as Foamelt is acing this map right up to 99.86, and if you sum all of the accuracies together, you might realize that this match, this point, is a lot closer than one might think. Like, the dynamic is a little bit all over the place. Like, the combo breaks are kind of split apart, but it does result in a 492 points advantage from Oh My Days. Ting with almost a V1SS. Unfortunately, that miss is going to put a hamper to that score. Still a really outstanding accuracy. No 200s compared to the rest of the lobby, which has, well, obviously more 200s, especially on Wem's side with the misses as well. So, not necessarily a safe state of things for the British team here, as Foamelt definitely has the chops to challenge the British team in terms of accuracy, so could definitely get upset on an LN pick, but it is exactly the same on the Rise picks, so every single pick, I feel like every single pick is dangerous. However, the RCX and LNX picks are a little bit more uncertain. It all depends on the orientation, the early game or late game orientation of each team. The seedings 8 and 9 are very close, however, so there might not even be any difference between the two teams. And since Rice and LNs are both so risky, you know what else is there? In the map pool, there's hybrid for sure, but yeah, I do believe, like, since both of the Rise and LNs are so close together, the hybrids are also gonna be close. Especially since, like, the same kind of players are going to be on the field. I feel like it's the right thing to do strategically, just explore some more avenues, because, like, if all of the avenues are risky, then just take another risk. Just get some more information. Explore. Anyways, going back into this match, as all of the players were getting ready for this hybrid pick. It's gonna be interesting to see the final results. Yeah, I do feel like this pick will hinge on the players on whether the players are going to be able to sustain the mini jacks, the 176 BPM mini jacks here and there. So far, everyone seems very solid. Mini Egg a little bit less solid than the rest of the lobby. Gonna be giving the advantage to the Chinese team. But Worm not necessarily invulnerable in this pick, dropping down to 99.87. Still going to enjoy the advantage over Mini Egg. And I do think it did come into question whether Mini Egg or Zubin was going to play this pick. Like, it is really ambiguous for like flexible team lineups to decide who is going to play which pick. And this pick from this miss from Mini Egg is definitely going to put a hamper to the strategy. But it is in fact the blue team's pick, so. Another miss coming from Ting, definitely going to cement the lead towards the Chinese team. But yeah, it just means that the pick was really good coming from the Chinese team. Hybrid was definitely the thing to go for here. So definitely some really good information to get for the Chinese team. They might go for the other hybrid or even the next pick. As we go into the final results, some really good accuracy coming from Ting here, but the 5 misses definitely puts a lot of the score down, unfortunately. Don't really know if that was a technical issue or just a skill issue, as one may say. Mini Egg says, "Thank you, leaderboard, for deciding to turn on. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen if your bindings are close to the tab key. Like if you're playing on QW or AS and you slip, if your finger happens to slip on the tab button, then that sort of thing can happen." But it is Oh My Day's turn to pick, and I think they still have comfort on the easier LNs. LN2 is probably going to be the most viable pick for them, but coming from the results of LN3, I do think it is still a risky pick. They could also go for Rise, for all I know. Oh, they're actually going for RCX. That is ballsy. But honestly, I kind of like that. I do feel like the British team definitely has some late game ties. So I think it's definitely an interesting pick from the British team. It's gonna be interesting to see what the British lineup can provide on this. Ting is actually gonna stay with Zubin. Zubin a veteran in this game, and someone who's definitely able to sustain this kind of late game oriented pick. Fomelt and Worm have been playing all the picks so far and are going to play this pick as well. However, it's to be seen whether they can sustain this pick. Really fast, 137 BPM, sort of jacky technical structure. Okay, so right now, I feel like the British team is exactly in their area of comfort, like physical rise, which is pretty straightforward to act for them, is definitely leaning towards their advantage right now. But the Chinese team definitely manages to tail them pretty close. Just gotta be careful to not drop anything from either side. There's absolutely no change in trends for any of the players so far when stabilizing their accuracy towards 99.88, and I do feel like 99.88 is going to stay like that for the entire map. Thing dropping from 99.94 to 99.92, not necessarily a good sign for the British team, as the Chinese team definitely seems a fair amount more stable, especially since Sting is gonna throw a miss in here. Definitely gonna throw a bone towards the Chinese team to get this this breakpoint that they direly need. But we do have half of the pick still to go, so still a chance for the Chinese team to drop. Okay, not necessarily having their mental together, just dropping it in the break before that, if I do believe the combo. I'll just double check that in the end results, but just giving a huge lead to the Chinese team for now. The Chinese team is just really stable in terms of accuracy. Not necessarily having as good an accuracy as Zulin, but consistency is key here. And right from the start of the map to the end of the map, nothing has changed on the Chinese side, with 2v1 double S's. A really good breakpoint for them to have. 2-2 for the players right now. If you'll let me be right back for now. And I'm back, and no updates for now. It is the Chinese team turn to pick, and they are going to pick rice number 4. Not going to pick rice number 5, but maybe afterwards. It's probably going to be one of their picks. And it's going to be funny because China, I don't even know if they're actually Chinese, by the way. I've just been balling, really. I haven't even double-checked anything. They might be coming from Taiwan or Hong Kong for all I know. So this one, we do have some information beforehand that, like, coming from the previous spec, coming from the RCX spec, the Chinese teams definitely has enough consistency to sustain the spec. They had the consistency to sustain the RCX spec, and I do believe they will have a similar performance on this Rise number 4. However, going into an easier pick does give the British side an opportunity to strike in terms of accuracy, because Zubin and Ting definitely know how to ratio this type of pick, and if they are able to come up with a double FC on their end, it's most likely going to be superior in terms of accuracy. Strategically, I feel like the blue team probably should have gone for maybe the hybrid again. Would have been a little bit less risky. Maybe the LNX also could have been worth a try, because they might be a bit more solid on late game. But only they know what they're good at. I don't know it. I don't know everything. I just know what I know. So actually, contrary to what I've been saying before this pick actually started, Zubin and Ting not necessarily going to be matching the Chinese the blue team here. I'm just gonna call them the blue team now, I guess. Especially since Ting will catch another miss, and it has been a common pattern throughout this match. Just catching more and more misses and tilting more and more as the misses trickle in. Get your stuff together, Ting. I dare ask. Because, well, physicality, consistency, and accuracy do have a lot to play into this tournament, but the mental strength is also another to consider, and the nerves, the control, the zen of the tournaments is also pretty important to take into account, especially in early game. The blue team is building that accuracy upwards, going from 99.91 average to 99.92, almost 93. However, that miss coming from Wong going to give a window of opportunity for the British team to catch up, but not necessarily a lot of time here, not a lot of notes in the ending. So if this map was just a tiny bit longer, we would have gotten a really really close matchup, but unfortunately it's just gonna be 1,083 points apart between the two teams. In terms of accuracy, Zubin and Fomelt actually really close together, just 300 points apart. Taking not necessarily matching Woe's accuracy on this particular pick, so the technical picks maybe not necessarily going towards the British side in terms of accuracy, which is interesting to note. It is Oh My Days. It is Oh My Days' turn to pick, and I think Rice is too risky. Hybrid, only they know if Hybrid 1 is advantageous to them or not. But LN2, yeah, it is definitely the most sensible choice out of all of them. Most likely the most manageable for them. And LN density is definitely something that they know how to handle. But it all remains to be seen if the blue team can rival them in terms of LN density accuracy. Right now, the one in this lobby showing LN density accuracy proficiency is Ting Momentum. Leading with 99.94, just a notch above the rest of the lobby. We're a little bit behind. So the dynamic is pretty clear here. Fomelt a little bit above Mini Egg. So gonna be stabilizing the balance a little bit more than just a straight up advantage towards the British side. Especially since Fomelt is catching up to Ting Momentum actually. Ting dropping some accuracy down to 99.91, so a dangerous line to tread. It all hinges on Woe's ability to catch up to 99.8. This drop to 99.69 not necessarily being a sign towards that happening. Yeah, I feel like the releases coming from Worm are a lot more volatile than the rest of the lobby, especially like since Thing has really good control over their releases. Fomelt as well, but doesn't manage to catch up to 99.9, which would be necessary to catch up to the British team. Worm trying to catch up to Mini Egg, not quite managing though, as Mini Egg is relatively stable, all things considered. Still some late releases here and there, but not enough for them to drop enough accuracy for the blue team to catch up. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, 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 no. That's not what you want to see happen coming from Fomelt, especially in the ending. If you subtract 4,270 to 3,883, you can see that Yeah, this ending was jam-packed, full of notes, and that was enough notes for the British team to catch up. It's especially since the drop was especially hurtful in terms of accuracy. It was one miss and 150, which was really major in terms of accuracy drop. Really unfortunate for the blue team, but really stellar performance coming from the British team. 997 and 993, I believe, were some really top-notch performances. Maybe the best of the tournament. As I've been solo commentating for approximately 1 hour and 43 minutes, I'm gonna grab some water before we go into this next pick, which is going to be Hybrid 1. I feel like is a solid choice coming from the blue team. And I'm back. Some water right on time for the hybrid number 1. And compared to hybrid number 2, which was to the definite advantage of the blue team, it's going to be interesting to see how this one is going to go, because this one is a lot closer to actual LN density, and LN density was to the advantage of the British team, especially Ting Momentum. So gonna be interesting to see the dynamic here. With going into the first 700 notes, we see that Foamelt is definitely a lot more comfortable than the rest of the lobby. Ting Momentum, not necessarily too far behind due to, I guess, density and coordination proficiency. And it's going to be a battle between both Ting Momentum and Foamelt and Mini Egg and Worm. So, really close battle between all of the parties involved. So it's going to be 2 1v1s virtually speaking. Going back and forth between the two teams as I think like Foamelt has the advantage over Ting Momentum and Worm has the advantage, slight advantage over Mini Egg, kind of trading back and forth right now, but still going to be towards the advantage of the blue team for now. For now, as Ting and Foamelt are getting all so close together, but Mini Egg not quite managing to match Worm, so that advantage hinges onto the blue team by either Foamelt or Worm, depending on the part of the map we are in. And the final score is going to be 1,366 points towards the blue team. If we compare the accuracies, Fumelt uh, a lot more proficient in terms of ratio than the rest of the lobby. Ting not too far behind, especially if a V1 double S compared to Fumelt. So with the 200 from Fumelt, it all comes down to a really close score. 7 points apart between Fumelt and Ting Momentum. Mini Egg versus Worm is, however, going to make most of the difference, as the 4 200s from Mini Egg, unfortunately, does set the British performance down. And at this point, there only remains one single pick before the potential tiebreaker. Coming from all my days. I would say LNX could be tried, but if they're not comfortable on the map, then the Rice pick is fine, I guess. Yeah, I feel like if the British team is not comfortable on the LNX pick, then Rice 5 is definitely the alternative. Only they know what they can do on the LNX pick, and they knew that the LNX pick was not for them, so Rice number 5, probably the least risky between Rice number 5 and Rice number 2. Okay, so a lot of the map's difficulty is going to reside in its transitions and bursts and so on. This beginning of the map is like nothing much to say about it. Just some initial accuracy warm up before the actual parts settle in, especially like the bursts and the what I call the trap bursts. That Zubin and Fumelt are gonna be nailing equally well. Zubin a tiny bit better than Fumelt, 0.02% difference. And that is also coincidentally going to be the difference between Ting and Worms, so both of the teams virtually tied right now. So for this final non-tiebreaker pick, we are going to be really close together right now. Okay, both of the blue team members stabilizing to 99.93. The same cannot be said for the red team. 90 and 94 does not add up to 93 plus 93. However, if Zubin can catch up to 96, then we can see that kind of thing happening. However, Worm dropping some crucial accuracy, dropping down to 99.86, going to give the advantage to Omades. That is all that is needed for Omades to catch up to the potential tiebreaker. Are we going to have 2 tiebreakers in a row? I'm dying right now. And we have another tiebreaker incoming. And that was a 5th 50 coming from Rome, and that single 50 was enough for Oh My Days to catch up to the tiebreaker. That single 50 gave it away to Oh My Days. And thank you to the red team for giving us a timeout, because we are going to need a timeout for 2 tiebreakers in a row. Like, hello. I do feel like both of the teams are definitely able to get more than 980k on this tiebreaker, at least. So it all comes down to any of the players, whether they can get a really good combo on this. I feel like combo is gonna be the most important thing in this tiebreaker. And since all of the players' accuracies are more or less matched, I feel like in this tiebreaker in particular, the combo strategy is definitely worth considering. Oh, we seem to have some signs of activity from the lobby right now. Seems the blue team is having a lot of fun in the lobby.
They are finally back. So it is an important match for both sides because they are sitting similar, so every team have a higher chance to win. As the match we seen before, I guess the team red have a better ratios here. Team blue is also can have possible to win for the consistency.
Throughout this match, I feel like the red team, the British team, has had some more. I think a tiny bit more accuracy potential than the blue team, but the blue team has been a lot more consistent on some picks, which led them to get 4 points each. So it's gonna be interesting to see the dynamic between the two teams, especially on this hard pick.
It looks like both teams' ratio are very similar. It's not too much score difference on the early stage rise part. It is also similar with what we see in the rise X peak. But in the long node part, things also not changed, which I'm a bit shocked.
Yeah, right now it is a 1v1 versus Ting Momentum and Fomels, as well as a 1v1 versus between Zubin and Worm right now. But like knowing the players on the field, it definitely is going to change as we go into the later parts of the map.
We still have less than 200 score difference. That means only a few 300 judgment can influence the overall scores.
Yeah, right now the blue team enjoying that advantage right now, with Fomel taking it over Ting and Worm taking it over Zubin by the slightest of margin, however.
I will more less of confidence that Team Blue win this game if they still couldn't manage to get score difference in this part. Because in the later spike part, it is hard to let them keep in the consistency. But look like Mountain did very well on the both accuracy and those long node controls. So I guess in the difficult part, the Team Red will back to have an advantage.
Yeah, like I feel like the most important thing, most and foremost, is going to be the combo here. It is really important for both of the teams to maintain their combo, because if one team breaks the combo, it's going to be exponentially harder for them to catch up in terms of accuracy, since their ability seems to be really similar.
Yeah. So far, Team Red back to have a little advantage since Full Melt got some 200 scare, but it is still less than 0.01 accuracy difference. So nothing. Oh, Zombie also got a 200, so the Team Blue got leading now.
Yeah, it's a tiny bit of accuracy drop coming from Zubin, but it is enough for Worm to get that slight advantage they need to take the lead. However, Ting a little bit above Fomelt in terms of accuracy, but not necessarily managing to fly away in terms of accuracy.
I guess the result, who will win this game, will live until the last seconds. It's still less than 1,000 score difference, which is very tiny score leadings. As we said before, even one player got 1,200 judgment will make a significantly change to the score difference.
Yeah, I feel like the upcoming part right now, like the 230 BPM density is going to play a lot. It's gonna change a lot of things for all of the players, or is it? Because I feel like all of the players are like just really good on the accuracy department, anyways. Anyways, let's see.
The last clear part, but looks like Team Red have a good better accuracy here. They got a little accuracy leadings due to Team Mountain's outstanding performance, and so far nearly the end, no one misses in the last clear part. All players managed to get full combos here. Oh,
Yeah.
but woman, I don't know if it is client issues.
I think it's a client miss. It might be a client miss. I hope. Yeah, it is.
Oh,
but, oh my god, we're so close to a tie right now. Look at the accuracies. They're tied.
Yeah, we still have a last burst part. I don't know who will be. Oh no, it's Team Right. Oh wait,
what? We saw the score switch to the other side at the last note. There's no way. Like right from the latency, we got the packets from the red team first, and then it switched back to the blue team because there was the slightest amount of accuracy advantage.
Only 200 points difference. What an amazing match. I believe if they rematch again, we're still not sure which team will win the final maps. It's very, very close.
Yeah, like if you compare the scores between Fomelt and Ting and Zubin and Worm, it was literally two 1v1s against one another, and all of the players involved managed to get the full combo. So it was a battle of accuracy essentially.
Yes, so thanks to that 200 score leading, Team Blue managed to get a spot in the quarterfinals winner bracket. But the Team Red, the British team, still have a chance to fighting in the lower brackets in next week.
Yeah. Those were some really strong winner brackets match we've got in a row. 2 winner bracket matches, 2 tiebreakers in a row. Can we keep the tiebreaker streak? It all remains to be seen with the upcoming match.
Yeah, we need to fast jump to another match called Odysseus versus the Malaysians +1 Hindu, which will happen in 5 minutes.